a consequences to that cause. And number three, sin will find you out in your children. Okay? Your children, innocent children, are afflicted. Remember the sin of David? Alright? A man after God's own heart. Alright? And that resulted to pour forth judgment of God. And number one, the child or the baby, because of the relationship with Bathsheba, died. Okay? Ammon, his son, raped his half-sister, Tamar. Absalom, the brother of Tamar, is slain his half-brother, Ammon, okay, to avenge for his sister, Tamar. And number four, Absalom rebuilt his father's kingdom, and he was killed by David's own armies. You will never, you cannot sin successfully, because sin will find you out even through your children. Like the sin of divorce, the sin of immorality. Your children will always be affected. Your innocent children will always be affected by that sin. Number four, sin will find you out in your own conscience. Okay, let me tell you a story, okay? There's one businessman who went to the sheriff's office and said, I come to give up myself. I was wanted for murder for 23 years. Okay? This is what we call unsolved crime. Okay, nobody was convicted because of this murder. But he said, I live a life that is with anguish, tormenting, and grieving my conscience for 23 years. Alright? And that's the reason why I came to give up myself, and I'm willing to be punished for what I have done. Okay? Because of the inner spirit that torments them and the conscience that accuse them. Alright? In other words, if you committed sin, remember the story of Joseph? What they had done, the brothers of Joseph, what they had done to him. You know, when they have a personal encounter with Joseph, and the brothers are saying, because of our sin to our brother. The reason why is because of our conscience that is tormenting us, that is accusing us of what we had done to our brother Joseph. Okay? Sin will find you out in your body, sin will find you out in your character, sin will find you out in your children, sin will find you out in your conscience, and finally and last, sin will find you out in eternity. Okay? In other words, all unconfessed sin, all sin that are not forgiven, you will be punished and you will face the consequences of that sin. Okay? It will always bring judgment from God. Okay? And chastisement, if you are a Christian and you did not ask for God's forgiveness and you did not confess your sin, you will be chastised. And that's only that, the effect of that is you have no peace, you have no joy, loss of light, loss of power or your influence. It's like a power failure. Alright? You damage your testimony. And notice now the evil of sin, okay? Let me tell you about the evil of sin. How it offends a gracious God when we commit sin. How it grieves a loving Savior. How it breaks the holy law. How it defiles the precious soul. And how it culminates in hell. Alright? Yeah, because the Bible said, Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 4, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. So don't exchange for a temporary pleasure for an eternity damnation of your soul. Okay? Because sin will find you out in eternity. Don't cover your sin, but you need to confess your sin and forsake it if you want mercy from the Lord. Let's all stand and let's all bow our heads and pray.